Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome everyone in today's class for the first intermediate grade. Our textbook is Super Goal 2 and today we will cover what are you going to wear there, conversation and about you. This lesson will be presented by me, teacher Mazana Harbi, and the sign language by Mr. Fawaz Al-Agil. So let's begin. Our objectives for today's lesson, we hope that at the end of this lesson, you will be able to answer questions from a conversation and also perform a conversation with a partner. And before we do this, let's make a quick revision on our last lesson. Last lesson, we had an interesting listening exercise where we were supposed to listen to two men, Adnan and Mark, and we need to write down about the things that they say, about the clothes that they're going to wear, and also the colors that they are going to wear, and also the style of these colors. And we have identified also the differences between the casual clothes and also the formal clothes. And we said that usually the casual clothes is the kind of clothes that we wear when we go shopping, maybe when we go to a mall or hang out. And the formal clothes is the kind of clothes that we wear when we go to a formal occasion, like maybe an interview or a ceremony or maybe at work. So this is what the differences between formal and casual clothes. And also we had a pronunciation. We learned how can we pronounce going to in different or in different structures, whether it's in questions or if it's in sentences. And we said that sometimes we use going to in formal situation, we use going to as it is. In formal situation, maybe when you're talking to someone for the first time, or maybe when you talk to your teacher. So this is why we use going to in full. Like for example, when you said to your teacher, I'm going to study English tomorrow. I am going to study English tomorrow. And we use the other form of going to, which is gonna. And this is usually, we use it in informal situation. We use it in informal situation. Maybe when you're talking to your friends or a family member or a classmate maybe. So for example, when you said, I'm gonna play football, I'm gonna eat out, I'm gonna play video games. So this is the difference between going to, using going to, informal situation, when you're talking to people, people maybe you met for the first time, and we use gonna in informal situation, maybe with friends that you know or a family member. So on our lesson for today, I would like you please to open your books on page 44. I would like you please to open your books on page 44. Now, on page 44, you will see a picture similar to this. What you can see in this picture, you can see that it is taken at night, and there is a sea and mountains, and usually on the top of these mountains is snow, okay? So I want you to have a deep look at this picture and answer these questions. The first one, what do you think the kind of activities that people can do there? So there, at night, when it's cold, obviously, and next to the mountain and in front of the sea, what do you think the kind of activities that people can do there? Do they like, for example, do they like to sit and talk? Do they like to eat at the beach? Do they like to experience the hiking at that time of the day? So what kind of activities that you think people can do there? Also, the other question is, what kind of clothes people wear there when they go out? So when they go out at that time of the night and at that kind of weather also, so what people should wear? Should they wear warm clothes, certain shoes like boots, for example? Should they wear jackets and long pants? So what exactly do they need to wear when they go to a certain place? So just think of these questions when you have a look at this picture. And also, talk about where are the places or where is the place in your country that is similar to this place. Just think of that place and imagine that if you are going to that place, what is the kind of activity that you will do and also what should you wear. So after this, here we have a conversation. And this conversation will be between four friends, Brian, Andy, Josh, and Brian, Andy, and Josh. And what we need to do now is we're going to listen to them, and they are talking about their friend's trip. So what we need to do is we're going to listen to that conversation and understand exactly how each one will interfere in that conversation. And after this, we'll have a couple of questions to answer about this conversation. So, as in every conversation we listen to, here we're going to listen to this conversation twice. The first time, we only listen for listening. We don't have to write anything. And for the second time, we listen, but with the second time, we listen trying to look for specific information about the place they want to go and also the kind of clothes that they should wear in that place. So let's begin.
What clothes are you going to take to Norway?
Warm clothes, very warm clothes. You know, a heavy coat, a scarf, gloves. I'm going to pack all my sweaters and warm socks.
Don't forget your sunglasses.
He's not going to need sunglasses. He isn't going to the beach.
Actually, Brian is right. I'm going to put them on when I'm out in the snow.
You, out in the cold? You must be joking.
Very well. Now we have listened to this conversation for the first time, and now we're going to listen for the second time, and this time you try to listen carefully as you're going to focus on some of the information. But before we listen for the second time, you see here that they talk about the place they want to go, and also they have talked about the kind of clothes that they should wear. And also there is something strange when Josh said that he need to wear sunglasses at that time of the day. We don't know the details yet. Let's listen and then we'll explain further about this conversation.
What clothes are you going to take to Norway?
Warm clothes, very warm clothes. You know, a heavy coat, a scarf, gloves. I'm going to pack all my sweaters and warm socks.
Don't forget your sunglasses.
He's not going to need sunglasses. He isn't going to the beach.
Actually, Brian is right. I'm going to put them on when I'm out in the snow.
You, out in the cold? You must be joking.
Well, now let's read this conversation thoroughly and try to explain some of the information mentioned. So in the beginning, we have Ryan ask about what kind of clothes that his friend Andy going to take when he goes to Norway. And Andy said that I'm going to wear warm clothes, very warm clothes, like for example, a heavy coat and a scarf and gloves, as he going to pack all his sweaters and warm socks. Going to pack, it means to going to collect those clothes and put them in a large baggage. So Brian says, don't forget your sunglasses. Don't forget your sunglasses. Josh suggested that he doesn't need sunglasses. He isn't going to the beach. And Andy disagreed with him. He said, Brian is right. I'm going to put them on when I am out in the snow. So Brian said that even with the snow, you need to put on or you need to wear your sunglasses. So Josh here is surprised. And how can we tell he is surprised? When he said, you out in the cold, you must be joking. So we usually say this phrase, you must be joking, when you are surprised, when you have question about something, and when you are making sure that the person that you said this phrase to is understand what exactly is he doing. So when you say to someone, You must be joking. It means that you need to make sure, or you are making sure that he understands what is he about to do. You must be joking. So this is the conversation we have listened to, and these are the information that important to this one. Now, we have read in this conversation this phrase, I'm going to put on my sunglasses, or more specifically, it says that I'm going to put them on when I am in the snow. So what exactly we mean put on? Put on is another word of the verb wear. So you can say, for example, I am wearing a thobe, or you can say I'm putting on a thobe. So this is what you mean put on. You can say to put on a jacket or to wear a jacket. Both of them is right. But it's important that you know that the verb wear, it could be, or you can use it twice, whether with put on or with wear. Now, here we have two questions about this conversation. Let's read those questions and then we'll go back to the conversation and look for the answers. So the two questions are, number one, where is Andy going to go? Where is Andy going to go? And question number two, what is he going to wear? What is he going to wear? So let's begin with the first question. Where is Andy going to go? Now we'll go back to the conversation and find out where is Andy going to go. So according to Brian, from the first sentence, Brian asked his friend Andy, what clothes are you going to take to Norway? Norway. Do you know what Norway is? Very good. Norway is a country that existed in Europe. So where are you going, or what are you going to take when you go to Norway? So we'll go back to the questions and we write down this answer. Andy is going to go to Norway. Andy is going to go to Norway. Now, let's start with the number two. What is he going to wear? What is he going to wear? So what kind of clothes that Andy going to wear there when he goes to Norway? So go back to the conversation and we'll see. Andy said that warm clothes. The kind of clothes that he's going to wear is warm clothes. Very warm clothes, like a heavy coat and scarf and gloves. And he is going to pack all his sweaters and warm socks. So we can say warm clothes, heavy coat, scarf, gloves, sweaters, and warm socks. So we'll go back and we write down this answer as it is. He is going to wear warm clothes. He's going to wear a heavy coat, a scarf, gloves, sweaters, warm socks, and also sunglasses. And also sunglasses, yes, we can consider sunglasses as the kind of clothes to add them here. So here you have the answers of these two questions. And now let's move on to the other part of our lesson today, which is your turn. Now, imagine if someone is going to visit Riyadh. Tell them what kind of clothes to take, what kind of clothes that they should take. So imagine that you have a friend, and you remember from the previous unit, we have talked about the concept of pen pal. And we said that imagine that you know someone who is outside of your country, living abroad, and you write down the information about your country so to encourage him to visit your country. Now, you can do the same with that question. Imagine there is someone who will come to visit Riyadh for the first time. So what kind of clothes that you will suggest to him to take with him when he comes here? So let's say, for example, it depends. You can ask question first so you can know, or you can suggest and tell him what kind of clothes that he should wear. For example, what time? At what time of the year your friend will visit Riyadh? Will he going to visit Riyadh in summer? Then we can suggest that you should wear, or you should put on light clothes. Maybe shirts and t-shirts and shorts. Maybe, for example, a thobe, a white thobe. So you can suggest different kind of clothes when he is coming to Riyadh in the summer. But what about winter? What kind of clothes that a friend should wear when he comes to Riyadh? We can say, for example, he should wear a jacket, he should wear long sleeves or warm clothes and boots and socks. So we can talk about the warm clothes that he should wear when he comes to Riyadh in winter. As you know, that winter in Riyadh, it gets very cold. So the first question you can ask that friend is, at what time of the year will he visit Riyadh? Not only this, also you can ask him other question, which is, what are your plans? What are you planning to do when you come to Riyadh? Would you like, for example, to go outdoor, or would you like to visit only the landmarks of Riyadh, like the malls, the Kingdom Tower, the Faisaliya Tower, or the museums we have here in Riyadh? So what are your plans? So here also you need to ask your friend if his plan only to go outdoors and enjoy the sand skiing maybe, or visit different parks. Then in that case you can suggest that he should wear a light clothes. Or if he going to visit the landmarks like the towers or the museum, you can tell him that you should wear formal clothes, like for example a thobe and formal dresses. So here we have those two important questions you need to ask your friend before he comes to Riyadh. And you can add other question, for example, whether his time of the day, in what time that he would like to go, if he has a company, for example, when he comes to Riyadh. Then you can ask as many questions as you would like, and suggest the kind of clothes that he should wear. And now, the last part of our lesson today. Here I have 8 important questions that is about you, and it's important that we understand those questions so you can understand more about yourself. So this question will be mainly about clothing. So let's take or explain these questions one by one and talk about them, and you think of the answers to these questions. Number 1. What kind of clothes do you like wearing, casual or formal? What kind of clothes do you like wearing, casual or formal? You see that from the last lesson we have talked about the difference between casual clothes and formal clothes. And of course you know that we said casual, the kind of clothes that you wear when you go to with your friends, and formal usually when you go to an interview or a graduation or any kind of ceremony. So if it's up to you what kind of clothes that you like to wear. Maybe some of you would say, I like formal clothes because I like those clothes because I feel comfortable wearing these clothes all the time. And maybe some of you said that I like casual. It means that I can move around a lot when I am wearing casual clothes. So which team are you in? Do you like the formal clothes or the casual clothes? Number 2, what is your favorite color for clothes? And this question we mean what is your favorite color, the kind of color that when you go shopping or when you open your closet, what is the color that you would like to see with your clothes? So here you need to tell, or you need to say, what is your favorite color and why. For example, some of you said that I like blue because it reminds me of the sky, it reminds me of the sea. I like to see blue a lot. Some of you may say that I like the black color because it is more formal and I can wear it in any occasion or in any time of the day. So when you say what kind of color that you like, tell the reason. Why do you like, or why did you choose that color? question number 3. Do you like shopping for clothes? Why or why not? Do you like shopping for clothes? Why or why not? So, do you like to go shopping to buy your clothes? If you said yes, why? Why do you like to go shopping? Is it because you enjoy the experiment when you moved from one shelf to another or from one aisle to another just to try out different clothes? Or you don't like it because you think it's a burden to you, that you don't like to move around and you don't like to wait in line to pay for those clothes? So just say the reason of why do you like or you don't like buying or shopping for clothes. And number 4, what clothes do you need to buy? What kind of clothes do you need to buy? Do you like, for example, to buy clothes to wear at home, like pajamas, for example? Or do you like to wear or to buy clothes to hang out with your friends, like, for example, jeans, shorts, and t-shirts? So what kind of clothes that you would like to buy? Or do you like to buy formal clothes, like, for example, a thobe, when you go to school or when you go to visit your relatives or when you go to the mosque or even when you go to your friends? So what kind of clothes that you would like to buy, and also say why you like to buy that kind of clothes. And number 5, where do you shop for clothes? Where do you shop for clothes? So when you decide that you're going to shop, when you're going to buy your clothes, where do you go? Do you go to the nearest store in your neighborhood? You remember in the last semester we have talked about neighborhood and what usually neighborhood has. It has different mall that has different clothing stores. So where do you like to go? Would you like or do you like to go to that mall, to that clothing store? Or you like to go online? You like to pick your clothes online as you already know your size. So you'd like to just sit down, relax at your living room and try to choose your favorite clothing without actually having to go to that store or the clothing store. So where do you like to go? When you say the reason or where do you like to go shopping, you just tell the reason. Why? Why did you choose to go to store? Or why did you choose that you like to shop online? So this question will make difference, or saying these reasons will make difference in supporting your answer. And also number 6, are clothes expensive in your country? Are clothes expensive in your country, or is it affordable that you can buy them at reasonable prices? And number 7, what are you going to wear to school tomorrow? Of course, that if you are here in Saudi Arabia, there is one answer to that question, that we usually wear formal clothes. We usually wear formal clothes like a uniform or a thobe. And the last question, do you think clothes tells a lot about your personality? So when you see someone wearing a special kind of clothing, can you tell about his personality, whether he is happy or he's friendly or not? So what do you think? Do you think that the kind of clothes that you choose talks about your personality? Just think of that question and see how it reflects on you. And now we have reached the end of our lesson. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.